EV maintenance costs are skyrocketing, and any minor scratch or bump can lead to the entire car being out of use and heading straight to the junkyards. That is why a lot of people are saying that EVs are just not worth any hassle at this point. But there are actually layers to the issue, so let's just dive into it. You see, EVs are packing some serious structural ingenuity, especially in those beefy battery housings. So when it comes to accidents, electric cars take a real beating. And let me tell you, even the smallest fender bender can snowball into a major headache, often calling for full-on replacements, all in the name of safety first, of course. Trying to tinker with individual parts after the damage is already done is downright impossible. So what's the deal? Well, you're looking at swapping out entire battery setups or even the batteries themselves. It's become the new normal. It's all insane. Do you remember when electric vehicles were like the golden ticket to cheaper rides? They were supposed to be the hero swooping in with lower running costs than those old-school internal combustion cars. But hold up, reality check. Things are not panning out like that. The majority of the issues are due to the lack of skilled people in the business. I'm talking mechanics here, folks. All around the globe, there's this massive shortage of skilled workers who know their way around electric rides, making the whole situation worse. Take a look at the UK. Only a meager 10% of mechanics are actually certified to handle EV repairs. And guess what? As more folks hop on the EV bandwagon, this scarcity issue just ramps up, sending repair costs skyrocketing. And sure, electric rides pride themselves on simplicity compared to their gas-guzzling counterparts, but that simplicity? It doesn't exactly come with simple fixes. Who would have thought a tiny nick could mean a full-on battery overhaul, all for the sake of staying safe on the road? But that's not all, because owning an electric ride isn't just about babysitting the battery. Nope, you're in for a wild ride. Battling those dodgy public chargers could make you question if going electric was the right move at all. It's no surprise that, with all these hiccups, the entire electric vehicle hype train has hit a major speed bump. It is silly to ask people to worry about all this on top of the reliability issues. And let me tell you, getting your ride fixed isn't just a pain in the wallet, it's a headache that stretches on for weeks. Those insurance bigwigs, they've got their finger on the pulse. They're not about to throw cash into a bottomless pit of repairs. No, they're all about those write-offs, taking the smart route to save time and money. So what is really happening? Let me break it down for you. You see, everything is a numbers game, and the numbers don't seem to be on the customer side. When there is a desperate need and demand for something, prices will simply rise, and reports say that by 2035, the UK will be staring down the barrel of a whopping 35,000 skilled mechanics short in the market once they pull the plug on traditional car making. Talk about a shake-up. And then those repair bills are something entirely different. We're talking sky-high prices that make your wallet wince. But this huge issue is also due to a whole mix of things. But let's start with the nitty-gritty of electric tech. Think batteries, inverters, motors, the works. These babies are no joke, needing some serious know-how to keep them humming. And let's not forget the safety risks. Working with high-voltage stuff is no walk in the park and adds another layer to those repair costs. They're just part of the package deal. So when Teslas take a hit, it's like they're destined to become those run-of-the-mill commodity cars. But hey, can we really be surprised? The signs have been there clear as day. All the junkyards are being filled with Teslas and other EVs, and to be honest, most of them only have a minor issue. But they are EVs, so there's no hope for them. So let me ask you, what kind of feeling would you have if you were an insurance policymaker? This whole thing is just a rabbit hole. In a world where even a fender bender can spell disaster for your wheels, this thing becomes something like a domino effect. You scratch the surface, and suddenly your car's a total write-off. And guess what? That's just the beginning of the drama. Here's where things get interesting. Since fixing up these damages is hard, thanks to the sky-high repair bills and the scarcity of spare parts, a lot of people are left thinking, do I try to salvage this junk or cash in for scrap? Can't blame them for seeing the writing on the wall. Now, as EVs hit the streets in droves, there's another concern creeping in. What happens when that warranty safety net disappears? Cue the ominous music, because post-warranty service costs are lurking in the shadows, giving both owners and mechanics alike a serious case of the jitters. But hold on to your hats, folks, because where there's a challenge, there's an opportunity. Dealerships are eyeing up the chance to cash in on this EV revolution, waving goodbye to the days of old-school oil changes and embracing the brave new world of software updates. But that might be a really bad thing. Let me explain. You see, this isn't just about your EV being such a headache. It's like looking into a crystal ball and seeing a whole new era of how folks will be seeing used cars. You know how it is with your smartphone and gadgets, right? New models come out and suddenly, the old ones seem outdated. Well, guess what? Some folks reckon the same could happen with cars. It's crazy, right? But recent surveys are painting a pretty clear picture. EVs are hitting more issues on the road compared to their gasoline-powered cousins. Consumer Reports dug deep from 2000 to 2024 and found that EVs have a whopping 80% more reliability issues. Now, what's causing all this? Well, folks are pointing fingers at those electric motors and charging tech, shining a light on just how complex EV systems can be. And it's not just any car companies feeling the heat, it's the big shots in the automotive world. They're putting out EVs that just can't seem to work for long periods of time. To be honest, Tesla is the only one that seems to even be trying, and even they're struggling to keep up with the traditional cars. Tesla's reliability is cruising somewhere around the middle of the road, but for the rest, it's a bumpy ride trying to keep those EVs ticking like clockwork. But hey, here's the silver lining. As EV tech gets slicker and more seasoned, there's hope these reliability headaches will fade into the rearview mirror. Until then, though, anyone eyeing up an EV needs to keep these issues front and center in their mind. It's all about pushing for those better, more reliable EVs of tomorrow. But then, here's the thing. Can you blame the die-hard EV fans that are just changing cars like smartphones? I know that is how the majority of junkyard EVs come, but it seems as if there is no option other than going back to combustion engine cars or just buying new models every 2 to 3 years. When you think about it, this lifestyle is not sustainable, not even a little bit. Plus, these days, it's all about those slick software systems, choreographing a high-tech ballet of batteries, motors, and fancy driver assist features. But here's the kicker. Keeping these babies running smoothly means constant updates, and guess what? You won't find those online. No, you'll be making regular pit stops at the dealership, much to the annoyance of technicians eagerly awaiting manufacturer advice to tackle those pesky problems. But can the dealership techs and local repair shops really wrap their heads around this maze of systems to spot problems? It's a big task. Take, for example, the battery management system. It's like this secret sauce woven into the powertrain, making sure that energy flows smoothly, while at the same time it connects with the onboard computer, deciphering signals from sensors left, right, and center. Last time I checked, dealerships didn't actually care that much, and leaving it all in their hands is just absurd. Just look at what the poor Chevy Blazer EV folks are dealing with lately, because of some wonky software stuff. Getting all these systems to play nice with each other is a real challenge for electric car makers, and with updates flying left and right, who knows what's next, right? And it's not just about tweaking some lines of code, it's about navigating the labyrinth of systems lurking beneath the hood of every EV out there. Now, don't get me wrong, they're supposed to be simpler beasts compared to your traditional gas guzzlers, with fewer bits and bobs under the hood. But electric vehicles are shaking up the maintenance game, bringing a whole new level of complexity that's got even seasoned mechanics scratching their heads. So, what should you do? Well, everyone has been thinking that, and recent surveys are shining a spotlight on some good alternatives, like hybrids. These things are like the unsung heroes, with their simple yet sturdy design slashing operational issues by a whopping 26% compared to gas guzzlers. And guess what? These hybrids aren't just sitting on the sidelines, they're stealing the show, with their market shares skyrocketing past the 9% milestone. They're the new kings of the road, leaving electric cars in the dust. Who knew reliability could be this convenient? It's a whole new era, folks, where hybrids are the real MVPs, delivering a perfect blend of trustworthiness and unstoppable growth. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.